left Peru and sailed to England alone. There he met the Browns and they took him home. Now a new life has begun. He's Windsor Garden's favorite son, 'cause he always does his best to help everyone. When a problem appears, he never misses a beat and always finds a way to land on his feet. Has his very own unique point of view. Looks at everything as if it's brand new. He is friendly and polite, and he tries to do things right, but he gets in sticky messes just the same. He's curious and speaks his mind, but trouble's never far behind. It's Paddington Bear, he's one of a kind.
I'm Paddington Bear.
Mary, look what Paddington unearthed in the attic.
It's a wonder he found anything up there at all. It's cluttered from top to bottom.
Come along, Paddington. Well, put them in the cupboard under the stairs for the time being.
I don't think there's any room for your clubs, Mr. Brown.
All right, then. We'll put them in the garage. Oh, I forgot. This is where I put the overflow from the attic.
We really must do something about all this mess, Henry.
You're right. Everything should go. Even my favourite chair from college.
But where will everything go to, Mr. Brown?
A car boot sale?
People drive up in their cars and sell all kinds of things. Perhaps we can sell some of your clutter at tomorrow's sale. Mr. Gruber says the secret of a car boot sale is to pile things high and sell them cheap. People are always on the lookout for bargains.
What a good idea. You two can go to the car boot sale while we do the weekly shopping.
Right then. We'll get started and sort out everything right after lunch.
I think you're going to need a bigger boot, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, it's getting late. I'll put the roof rack on now, and first thing tomorrow morning, we'll finish loading up the car.
Now, what have we here? I'm ready to go to the sale, Mr. Brown.
I'm afraid we'll have to call it off, Paddington. I seem to have picked up a cold.
Is there anything I can do until Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Bird get back?
Oh, you might put everything back in the garage. We don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry helping themselves. Or Mr. Curry, for that matter.
Fits like a glove. Finders keepers, as they say. Ooh, that'll look perfect in my living room.
If you're interested in that chair, Mr. Curry, I can sell it to you for a good price. And that jacket is a very good bargain at £1.
£1? Whatever are you talking about, Bear?
We were going to sell all this at the car boot sale, but Mr. Brown's ill, so we can't go.
Is that so? Come along, Bear. I have an idea.
Oh, it's very kind of you to suggest taking Paddington to the sale, Mr. Curry.
It'll be a pleasure. I'll gladly contribute some of my own antiques. We can split the profits. 50-50.
Fine. You can take my car, but I shall expect it back in pristine condition.
Be careful of my table, Bear. It's very valuable. No one will ever suspect there is a hole.
But isn't that dishonest, Mr. Curry?
All's fair in business. Only the sharks survive.
But I'm not a shark, Mr. Curry. I'm a bear.
Don't these people know a bargain when they see one?
Perhaps you're asking too much. Mr. Gruber says we should pile things high and sell them cheap.
You'll never get rich by undercutting your profit margin, Bear.
£20? That's outrageous.
What you are eyeing is the genuine article handed down to me by my great-great-grandfather, personal valet to the Duke of Canterbury.
Oh, really? Well, I never.
Oh, no! It's far too delicate to be exposed to the harsh rays of the sun.
It's still too expensive.
£10?
I'll take it.
Be careful of the hole in the back.
Duke of Canterbury, indeed.
You've lost a perfectly good sale, Bear. You sell your things and I'll sell mine. Let's see how well you get on left to your own devices. But it's still 50-50 because I drove you here.
I need that. I want that chair.
How much did you want for that little ornament?
Is that Toby Joe?
All right, Bear, you win. What was that catchy phrase you had? Pile them high and sell them cheap. I don't suppose you'd care to try your paw at piling up mine, would you?
It's thirsty work, Mr. Curry.
Of course, of course. I'll gladly fetch you some refreshments. You just get down to work.
Mr. Gruber, thanks to you, I've sold all of the Brown's things. But I'm afraid I haven't been able to sell anything at Mr. Curry's, not even that antique table.
I'm not surprised, Mr. Brown. It's a fake, if ever I saw one, and not a very good one at that. Just look at the way the legs are glued on. Well, I'm off to see if I can find any bargains of my own, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Curry won't be very pleased. Unless...
It's an antique, and I'll only take £240 for it, not a penny less.
I wish I could find another just like it. They would make perfect end tables.
My antique table. Where is it, Bear?
Here it is, Mr. Curry. I managed to sell it for you.
You've sold it?
Yes, I decided to buy it myself, even if it isn't much of a bargain.
But I don't want to sell it, Bear. Take your money back.
But you wanted to sell some of your antiques. It is 50-50, you know.
I know what I said. Keep my half. I want that table.
Well, if you insist, Mr. Curry.
I'm afraid this is a fake, sir. It's not anything like the other one.
And Mr. Curry even gave up his half of the 50-50, Mr. Brown.
I can't believe it. You sold everything?
Not quite everything.
Ah, my old chair. We can use our profits to repair it. Oh, thank you, Paddington. But what about Mr. Curry? Why did he give up his half of the profits?
Oh, I shouldn't worry about Mr. Curry. He got what he asked for. Just as Mr. Gruber had promised, Paris is full of topics for his book, The World and Its Wonders. The sights, the food, the people, the clothes. Clothes?
It's a fashion shoot, Mr. Brown. They take photos of the clothes for a magazine. You stay and watch while I get our tickets for the tour boat.
Oui, Monsieur Gruber.
And try not to wander into any of their photographs.
Don't worry. They won't know I'm here.
Hold on! Wait! Stop!
Oh, pardon, monsieur.
Arrête! Arrête! La magazine has just heard from the fashion designer, Vachon. He wishes the models to wear les chapeaux.
C'est impossible. How can I create a masterpiece when Vachon is always changing his mind?
Shh! Vachon might be here right now. He always attends these fashion shoots.
Oh la la.
No one has ever seen the great Vachon. But I have heard that he is a short man with a heavy beard. Sort of like... Oh! C'est Vachon! Oh! Bienvenue, messieurs. Quelle surprise!
Bonjour.
So, messieurs, what do you think of our petite fashion shoot?
Well, I really like the boat. I'm not so sure about those clothes.
But the clothes are beautiful. Works of art. Magnifique.
Oh, they are, but they're all wrong for a boat. You need sensible clothing. Like my Wellington boots and my hat. They come in very handy if it rains. And you never can predict the weather when you're on water.
Mr. Brown!
I have to go, but it was nice talking to you. Good luck with your photographs.
You heard Monsieur Vachon? He wants Wellington boots and a floppy hat. What are you waiting for? Vite, vite!
Oh, man, no! What have they done? C'est diabolique! They have ruined my exquisite designs!
There was someone at the photo shoot claiming to be you, Monsieur Vachon. He told them to do it.
Then I must appear at my fashion show tonight and clear this matter up myself. I must expose this imposter. And when I'm finished, he will wish he had never heard the name Vachon.
That boat trip on the Seine was most enjoyable, Mr. Brown.
What's going on?
C'est Monsieur Vachon's fashion show. The hottest ticket in town to the fashion world is here.
Look, Mr. Gruber. It's my friend from this morning. Madame, over here.
C'est Monsieur Vachon.
In you go, monsieur.
It's nice to have friends in high places, Mr. Brown. I'm sure this fashion show will be very entertaining. Stay close, Mr. Brown. We don't want you to get lost.
Oh, thank goodness you came. We desperately need you backstage tout de suite.
Mr. Brown?
Your ticket, monsieur?
I do not need a ticket. I am Vachon, the great designer.
Excusez-moi, but the real Monsieur Vachon is already inside.
Must be that imposter again.
Monsieur!
Well, what do you think of the clothes?
They look very nice, but perhaps a bit too nice. They don't look very lived in, do they? Take my hat, for instance. This was handed down to me by my uncle. This hole was already there. And look at this stain. It's marmalade. If you look closely, all clothes have one or more stains.
Zut alors!
Excusez-moi.
But are you sure?
It's just my opinion.
Oh, if you say so, monsieur.
I wonder what on earth has happened to Mr. Brown.
I must find my way backstage. My designs! The show is ruined. My career is over. Just wait until I find the one responsible.
Vite, monsieur! You must take a bow.
You ruined my designs!
Smile, please.
Together, please. Imposter!
Now I've got you.
Mr. Gruber, there you are. I hope you enjoyed the show. They used all my suggestions, right down to the holes in my hat and the stains.
My apologies, Monsieur Vachon. I'll throw this man out immediately.
Monsieur Vachon? But I'm not Monsieur Vachon. My name's Paddington Brown.
Excusez-moi, Monsieur Vachon.
Well, you must admit there is a strong resemblance.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the real Monsieur Vachon.
It is true. Look, the real Monsieur Vachon is wearing the style himself.
Yes, my new fashion is born.
Young people these days, where do they get their taste in clothes?
I don't know, Mrs. Bird. I just don't know. For Adagio knows what's best.
Bravo! I had no idea you had such a good voice, Mr. Brown. Why, I'm sure with some practice you could sing as well as any of the great opera stars.
Do you really think so, Mr. Gruber? Take heed, da-dum, my da-dum.
Excuse me. My name is Maria Cassini, and I must tell you that your voice is most beautiful. I used to be an opera star, and now I am putting on the very opera that you are singing. Ah, yes, perfetto. Repeat after me. Me, 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 me.
Moo, moo.
Oh, you would be perfect as Adagio. Would you like to be in my opera? You'd have to study with me, of course. But I could make you a star in no time.
You want to make me a star?
I wonder what it will be like when Paddington's an opera star.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Good morning, Mrs. Bird. May I have the marmalade, please? Me. Thank you. Has anyone checked if we have any post today?
When did he say the opera was on?
This opera is a beautiful story, and in your part, Adagio plays tricks and helps travelers find their way. You have a lot to learn in a short period of time. So first, you must learn to breathe properly. Which means you must learn to breathe from the diaphragm.
But I didn't bring a diagram.
No, the diaphragm. Here, feel the breath move through you like a waterfall.
A waterfall? In here? Perhaps I should call a doctor.
This is not going to be as easy as I thought. We are going to have to work.
Do not fear, Adagio's here.
What's that racket?
I'm something on your way.
I'm sorry, Mr. Curry. You see, I'm practicing an opera aria for my teacher, Mrs. Cassini.
I don't care what your... Did you say Cassini? As in Maria Cassini, the great opera diva?
Yes, she discovered me, and I'm going to sing in her opera.
Oh, my. Well. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Cassini. I'm Mr. Curry, and I'm sure Paddington must have told you that I have a quite exceptional voice myself.
That's very nice, Mr. Ascari.
Now come, Paddington. You must rest your voice. We don't want to lose it.
Oh, and the name's not Scurry, it's Curry, and it would look so good in lights.
How did your lesson go today?
Is something wrong?
Oh, I don't see anything.
Is this one of your vocal exercises? You're going upstairs to lie down?
It will be rather nice to have some peace and quiet around here.
Do not fear, Adagio's here.
Well, that's it for peace and quiet.
I barely heard a thing.
At least everything will get back to normal after the performance tomorrow night.
My star! Come this way, quickly. Perfecta!
Do not fear, Adagio's here. Take heed to this game I play. My job is clear. I'm here to steer you on your way. My fairy charm, it may alarm amidst the moss and wood. Do not despair, you see I care. It's for your own good. My job is done, it has been fun, and now it's time to rest. Without me, what would this world be? For Adagio knows what's best.
Oh dear, he's going off with Madame Cassini. I thought we would at least get a chance to congratulate him.
They loved you. You were fabulous. Now, after our world tour, you will be a superstar.
World tour? I don't think I want to go on a world tour. I'd have to leave the Browns and all my friends behind.
But the Paddington, don't you want to be famous?
No, I think I just want to be Paddington Brown.
When do you think he'll come home? I miss him already.
I don't miss him a bit. Why that bear always gets all the attention I will never understand.
Paddington, you were wonderful. You're going to be famous.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. But I've decided I don't want to be a star anymore. I just want to be a bear and live at number 32 Windsor Gardens.
You are indeed very lucky people to have such a devoted family member.
Madame Cassini, perhaps you'll be looking for a replacement for your star pupil? Do not fear, Adagio's here! Take heed of the game I play. My job is clear. I'm here to steer you on the way.